Hello everyone. So this is lecture 2 of our lesson bones and muscles. Today I'll be explaining with the help of diagrams and what are the other organ systems in place all in the body, like various circulatory, excretory system, nervous system. That I will explain you in brief. Then we will proceed to the skeletal system and the various type of bones and muscles present in the body. So you can see from the screen. See, the body consists of several parts of organ. For example, you can say lungs, stomach, and the eyes. You can see here. These are all organs. In the last lecture, I told you how the various organs are made. Cell is the basic structure. Then with the help of cell, various cells constitute together to form tissues, and the various tissues then constitute to form an organ. For example, you can see the lungs, the heart, stomach, eyes. Now, organs of the body do not work alone. They do not work alone, as you all know. Several organs work together to perform one function of the body. And for example, like teeth, salivary gland, stomach, intestine, they work together to digest food. And that is what we call the digestive system. You can see the digestive system here. All the organs are constituted together. You can see the liver is there in the first beginning, mouth. Then comes the esophagus, liver, intestine, stomach, everything is there. At the end, urethra is also there. So in this digestive system, food is digested. Okay, now we'll be talking about the another system, that is nervous system, which is connected to the nerves of the body. It consists of brain, then spinal cord, okay, brain stem, cerebellum. These are the things which are connected to the brain, comes in the nervous system. So that is what we call nervous system. It controls the functions of the body. Next is the skeleton, which we are going to study in detail. It gives the shape to the body, which I told you earlier also. It gives shape to the body and protect the internal organs of your body, which are very delicate. Next is the muscular system. Here on the right hand side, you can see the muscles. Muscles are equally important as bones because they also help in the movement of the body. Circulatory, heart, blood vessels, which help in the circulation. It carries food and oxygen from the body, from all parts of the body, and collects the waste material, and that is the function of blood. So blood is the circulating fluid. Blood is the only which is responsible for all the circulation going on in our body. We have discussed for the digestive system earlier. Before that, it has teeth, stomach, small and large intestine, digests the food and provides energy. That was this digestive system that we have already studied, and we are very well aware of our digestive system. Next comes the breathing system. Nose and lungs are connected with this. Nose, it absorbs oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide. Gives out, you can say, or exhale. It exhales CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide and absorbs oxygen. Excretory, there is kidney and skin. What the function is? Remove the waste. Whatever waste product is there in your body, the function of kidney is to remove it. Because if it is not removed, then also we'll fall sick. Then comes at the end is the reproductive system. You can see female and male, that you will study in the higher classes, how the fertilization takes place and what are the procedure for the reproduction or to produce the young ones in the through different male and female fertilization, and how the children are produced. That we will study in the higher classes. So for now, we have skeletal system. You can see on your screen the one skeleton is lying very comfortably. Now you see there are different types of bones. Actually, it is a framework of bones which made up the body. You can see it protects what it gives, shapes and strength. Then the function is it protects the brain, heart, lungs, and the other soft organs inside the body. Now you can see there are different shapes and size. You can see here, the highlighter is there. Bone, this thigh bone you can see, this is long and hard, okay. Then in ribs you have see this is round in shape. Skull you can see that is flat and round. Then this hand, this is little bit thin, not like that of this leg. And fingers you see very small bones are there. Skull is, you can see, fingers are the smaller ones, carpals and metacarpals. So there are various shapes and size of the bones depending on the body structure, and it keeps on growing as you grow. Bones are hard and of different shape. Now, the interesting thing is adult skeleton has 206 bones, but children, this is when you grow up, when you are adult. Earlier, before that, when you are a small child, you have maximum like round about 300 bones you have. What happens then? Smaller bones, what they did, they fuse together when you grow up and makes a single bone. So this way, some of the bones are just eliminated, or you can say they fuse together to form a bone. So only 206 left when you are an adult. Now, if we talk about the bone, they are hard outside. You can also touch your bone and feel it is very hard outside, but inside it is very spongy. And this spongy like structure, this is the spongy bone, you can see nerves are there. So bones, blood supply and nerves are going. So that means it is a living tissue, you can say. Blood vessels are there and there is some spongy elastic tissue inside. So that is what we call bone. So bone marrow, there was some problem in the network. We'll again come to the topic. The bone inside had a soft, spongy something, some tissues are there. So that is what we call bone marrow. And the function of bone marrow is to produce the blood cells, to produce the red blood cells. Or we can say bones are living and they can mend themselves if they are break. You might have observed whenever you fall down or you have a fracture or little bit, you can say hair like fracture is there. So your bones, doctor give you a plaster. Okay, after a month or two, it get recovers and it get joined. That means the bones are living and they keep on mending themselves if they break. And inside the bones have a jelly like material, that is what we call bone marrow, and this produces the blood cells. What are the blood cells? Our blood cells are RBCs, WBCs and the blood platelets. Now, bones are living and can mend themselves if they break. So this is it for the bone and the internal structure. Now next topic is parts of the skeleton that we have studied. Okay, skeleton is there and there are bones are there which forms the skeleton. Now what are the parts? First of all comes the skull, backbone, ribs, limbs and the joint. You can see in your book also the full skeleton system consists of all these things: skull, backbone, ribs, limbs and the joints, and we'll be talking about all these one by one. First of all, we'll talk about the skull. Now you see your skull, even you can feel, you can touch your head and feel. This is little bit flat and rounded in shape. You have seen bones of head made up the skull. And what is the function of it? It protects the brain and contains holes for eyes. You see the holes? For this eyes, nose, and you see this is for mouth. Okay, so this is like this. Now it is made up of 22 different bones that are joined together. You can see it, 22 different bones are there. In the higher classes, you will study it in detail. What are the names of those bones? Now upper part of the skull has 8 bones. Okay, and the face is made up of 14 bones and they all are fixed except the lower jaw. That day I show you a jaw also. So that is the lower jaw, which is, you can feel it where like which we eat, this lower jaw bone is the only moving bone. You can see this bone I showed you, which the yellow highlighter I'm showing. Okay, this is the lower jaw. And this is the only movable joint bone in the skull, which helps in smiling. We can eat, we can smile, this and all. Now next is the backbone. Backbone, it has 33 small bones called vertebrae. We call them vertebrae. You can see at the back these small bones. So they are joined to form a backbone, and that is what we call vertebrae. It is also called spine or vertebral column. So both the things you can use, either you can call it as backbone, you can call it as spine, or you can call it as vertebral column. Three of the things are same. It allows slight movement of vertebrae, bend or twist the back. That you know, you can bend and you can be a little bit back whenever you dance or you jump. So you can keep on bending yourself with the help of this vertebrae, this backbone. Each vertebrae has hole. This, why the hole? You see this yellow substance? This is spinal cord. You can see it moves. Spinal cord is protected by this vertebral column. That also we will explain you that what is the spinal cord. It is the major which we have studied in the nervous system. So therefore vertical column protect the spinal cord, which is the major part of the brain. Now next comes the ribs. We'll move on to the ribs. You can see it. I have shown you that day the rib structure. Ribs are thin, flat and curved bones. Here comes the curved bone. Now what are the functions? They protect the heart and the lungs. You can see this wherever this yellow part I have done. So here the heart and lungs are protected. Okay. 12 pair of ribs are present. Now we'll count. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you see? There are 12 pair of bones. Okay. These are 12 attached to this backside, this breastbone. They are attached. This I have seen you with this yellow portion, this marker. You can see this with the breastbone. This is the backbone at the back, and in the front, it is the breastbone, where the heart and lungs are at the back side. So they are, this yellow colored I am showing, this is the breastbone, and at the back you can see one bone is, that is the backbone. So there are 12 pairs. Now what is, it is in the center, and heart and lungs are protected by this rib cage. So it forms a cage like structure so that there will be no harm and injury to the heart and the lungs, which are very important for our body. Now interesting thing is, you can see these last two bones. Can you see with the marker I'm showing? Yeah, these are the two bones which are not attached to this sternum, this breastbone. These are called floating ribs. We call them floating ribs. These two pair of lower ribs, you can see with the cursor I'm showing, this one 11 number and 12 number. They are not attached to the breastbone. Breastbone we also call them it. So they are not attached to it, and we often call them as floating ribs. If the question comes, what are the floating ribs? So you will say two pair of lower ribs are called floating ribs because they are not attached to the breastbone. Otherwise it has 12 pair of bones. Okay. So this is the ribs. Now we'll talk about the limbs, that is the forelimbs and the legs. Arms and the legs. Forelimbs are our arms and the hind limbs comes for the legs. Now you see hip bone is made up of 3 bones. You can see it here. They are joined together. Hip bone is here, this side. Bones of lower limbs are attached. Lower limbs means this one. This is attached to the hip side. Okay, now I'll enlarge it. You can see the enlarged structure. I will show you this hip bone also. I'm having one hip bone. This hip bone is attached to the lower limb. That is called femur. Femur also you can say, it is also called thigh bone, and this is the largest and the strongest bone in our body. So femur is that is the upper half of the leg and has a long bone called femur bone. This is what we call the femur bone, and this is largest. Here comes the tibia and fibula. Okay. This is at the lower leg, and at the downside you can see easily that are the foot part which constitute the foot part. Those foot bones also I will show you. I have one specimen of it. Now comes the shoulder part. You see there is a triangular blade at the back, which I am showing with the cursor here, attached to the ribs. This is the humerus. This upper bone of the hand is called humerus, and downwards is radius and ulna. Okay. And then comes the metacarpals, carpals and phalanges. Phalanges comes to the finger. Metacarpals are this wrist and all bones. So lower arm has 2 long bones, wrist and hand has several other bones. This diagram you can see in your book also. And this is what we studied about the skeletal system. Now let's recap once again. We have studied for the organs, how the organs are there, then the organ system. Then organ systems, after that we studied for the skeletal system. What are the parts of skeleton? I told you skull is there. It has 22 bones, 8 on the head and 14 in face. And only the lower jawbone is movable. Then we discussed about second one. Second part was, what was the second part after skull? That is the backbone. It is 33 small bones. I told you vertebrae. You can call it as spine also. You can call it as vertebral column also. And spinal cord passes through a small hole, which is very important part of the nervous system. Then we studied about the ribs. There are 12 pairs of ribs and they attach to the backbone at the back and breastbone in the front. 2 pairs are the floating ribs. So because they are not attached to the breastbone. So that is, those are called floating ribs. At the end, we studied about the limbs. That is, the lower limbs are legs. Okay. And upper limbs are hands. So attached, lower limbs are attached to the hip bone and the longest one is femur. And the lowest part has shin and calf bone, that is tibia and fibula. Foot has several bones and the upper limbs comes with the long bone, that is humerus, and lower part has 2 bones of hand and wrist and has several bones like you can say carpals, metacarpals, phalanges. So this is it for this topic. So children, this is it for today's lecture. Now I'll be showcasing you different types of bones that we have studied in the diagrammatic forms, and I'll be showing you different types of forms, and that will be very interesting to you.